Hey, what's up, everybody? I do not want to make a long video today. I rolled my ankle bad and I need to ice it, so today's video isn't going to be very long. It's going to get in, get out, simple as that. I'm filming from a secret location because internet problems. Let's go ahead and finish A Wrinkle in Time for Madeleine L'Engle. Go ahead and do that, shall we? Wrinkle in Time, Madeleine L'Engle. Mrs. Murray was running across the lawn, Mrs. Murray running toward him, and they were in each other's arms, and then there was a tremendous happy jumble of arms and legs and hugging, the older Murrays and Meg and Charles Wallace and the twins, and Calvin grinning by them until Meg reached out and pulled him in. And Mrs. Murray gave him a special hug, all of his own. They were talking and laughing all at once when they were startled by a crash, and Fortinbras, never figured out how to pronounce that, who could bear being left out of the happiness not 1 second longer, catapulted his sleek black body right through the screen door to the kitchen. He dashed across the lawn to join in the joy and almost knocked them all over with the exuberance of his greeting. Meg knew all at once that Mrs. Whatsit, Mrs. Who, and Mrs. Which must be near, because all through her she felt a flooding of joy and of a love that was even greater and deeper than the joy and love which were already there. She stopped laughing and listened, and Charles listened too. Hush. Then there was a whirring, and Mrs. Whatsit, Mrs. Who, and Mrs. Which were standing in front of them. The joy and love were so tangible that Meg felt that if she only knew where to reach, she could touch it with her bare hands. Mrs. Whatsit said breathlessly, "Oh, my darlings, I'm sorry we don't have time to say goodbye to you properly. You see, we have to." They never learned what it was that Mrs. Whatsit, Mrs. Who, and Mrs. Which had to do, for there was a gust of wind, and they were gone. So I don't really have the finished pile or the unfinished pile, so I'm just going to kind of throw it on the floor. Great. Wrinkle in Time was decent. It was okay. It's a children's book, so I mean, it was very Mother Goosey to me. I can't say it was amazing. But I did enjoy it. The best part of the book only happened the last 40 pages when they went to Ish, or whatever, Ish. I'll just put the word up on screen because I don't know how to pronounce it. There are lots of parts that were really boring. There's lots of parts that were exciting. But the main problem I had with this book was that it lacked completion to me. With most books that are part of a series, this happens, where the first book is only the first act in a long stage play, which is okay, but the first act has to feel like it could stand on its own legs, and A Wrinkle in Time really doesn't. As much as I love this book, that's how I feel about it. I'm not reading a book, I'm reading part of a grand scheme. Well, there's nothing inherently wrong with that. It was distracting, because I'm not going to read the other books, because I'm starting with My Some Men soon. So I'm not going to be reading the other books, so it kind of took away from the experience for me. And also, the ending was very anticlimactic, like, just figuring out immediately that love was the point of destroying it, whatever. It was extremely anticlimactic for me. I was like, huh? That's it? That's all you're going to do? Huh? That's it? Anyways, other than that, it's 7 out of 10. Easy book to read, kids can read it, and I'm going to give it to my little brother and see if he can read it. So basically that's all I have to say about it. I'm going to go back to icing my ankle. Thanks for watching, everybody. Apologize for the short video. When our paths meet again, winky face. Okay, let's stop this video.